Coming up in this week's Outdoors Report, an up-close look at the Game and Fish Department's deer study. The Game and Fish Department took to the air earlier this spring to launch a study into white-tailed deer and their fawning habits. Tom Jensen tells us more in this week's segment of North Dakota Outdoors.
The first step in Catherine Moratz's deer study was to get collars on 50 does in early spring. And that was accomplished with relative ease and with little stress on the animals.
Only had the deer for about 10 minutes, and so the doe wasn't stressed as much as she had been perhaps sedated or things like that. So it was a fast process for the does, and we didn't have any issues during capture.
Catherine uses telemetry to find those collared does and then puts on mile after mile to get a better handle on what kind of habitat the deer are using in the fawning process.
So I've been going around getting locations on my does on a weekly basis to try and see what habitat they're using, and then also we're getting an idea of where their fawning habitat has been, and we've also been collaring fawns.
Moratz's study area is in and around Grant County and follows similar projects in the Northeast, the Central, and the West, each district a part of a bigger puzzle.
We can't assume that deer are going to behave or be able to reproduce at the same rate everywhere, so we're looking at multiple areas and asking the same question.
We will be looking at habitat use so we can have a better idea of where does are giving birth and where they are having their fawns for the first couple of months, so we can make sure that habitat is on the landscape so we can have better survivorship rates.
Even though there are now a fair number of whitetails in these various hunting units that are sporting collars, it doesn't necessarily mean there are fewer huntable deer in that unit.
We don't want to either encourage or discourage people from harvesting these animals.
Due to a number of factors, deer numbers in North Dakota dipped in the past few years to the point that licenses issued this year is the lowest since 1980. But it's hoped studies like this one will put the herd back on the road to recovery. This is Tom Jensen, Outdoors.